We just submitted the code to get some feedback to see if everything like runs smoothly. Like we think we we're happy with what we have done, to be honest. But we just wanted to check if everything works as it should.
See, it's a good practice. See, by the way, that's a good advice. Like, get other people to run your code. Open Jupyter Notebook on a completely different operating system with different packages and just see whether it works. This is a very good way. So what I like, and I've seen that before, is you've written a function. Well, actually, I think I helped you writing that function a bit, to dump that data, whatever you want. Actually, it's a very flexible function. You have like a variable with a search query that you can put in. You can specify how many tweets at maximum you'd like to retrieve, a file name where you want to dump it, and the time period to which you want to save it. Something that I can immediately spot is that I don't find your data set very broad. See, something you're gonna be graded on is also how usable your data will be for other people. And I know you've done some good efforts to get like the text and the username, the location, la di la di la. But maybe there are other things that this API gives you or this package that can broaden your data collection. And you can still choose to like derive two data sets from it, one complete and one like little small data set. But when I scrape data, I always think about getting everything and then later on I can filter. Right now, I think you're filtering too much. Another thing that I'm seeing is that I don't like the way you specified your variable names. It's bad practice to use like spaces in variable names. Sometimes they kind of don't get loaded in software. And I also recommend you always to use lower caps, because sometimes throughout you'll forget like whether you called it like, upper caps or lower caps, and is it now a big capital ID or is it a lower cap ID? So what I always do or try to do, and I violate my own rules here a bit sometimes, is to use lower case variable names without spaces and special characters, right? That ensures everybody will be able to open your data set. Something other that I'm seeing is you don't do any pre-processing. So what you know from our workflows is that some minimal amount of pre-processing may be required to ensure that the data is properly stored. Let me give you an example. You're using a comma as a separation character. What happens if somebody tweets and uses a comma? Are you able to tell that comma apart or not? So what I always do is that I use a tap as a separation character, but before storing the text of a tweet, I actually replace all the taps by spaces. That ensures that there are no taps other than my separation characters in the code. Makes it much more stable to load. I hope this works, by the way. I'm not sure this is really a string, but we can check it out, right? So we got the new separation character and zip, 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 zip. So let me narrow it down, and I just want max tweets now for, what are the max tweets? Max tweets equals 10. So let me just get 10 tweets. Syntax error, where is it? Oh, max tweets 10. It's been here. Something other that I want you to try is you're going to share this code eventually with other people. Yeah, but people use semicolons for separation. Sorry, I'm just reading in the chat. Yes, you can do that, but I always like using tabs and stripping out all the tabs from the text that I actually captured. Much more stable. Another thing that I'd like you to do is think about other people using your function. So you do want to specify some arguments for people to start, right? So otherwise people don't know exactly how to put in stuff. So please specify some default parameters, okay? So other people can reuse your function much more easily. Search query, what follows default argument? Yeah, I don't know what's wrong about this now, but you got to figure it out. Maybe, oh yeah. Yeah, you may have to change the order of this variable. So I can't do this right now. So I think you first need parameters. You first need to specify those that users always have to specify, and then you list some default arguments. You'll figure it out when you do it, okay? But please do that. So let me try whether it still works. Yep, getting the data, and we've saved it to Black Lives Matters. So let me check out this data set. So yes, looks good, right? Remember, you also got to do some pre-processing and cleaning for other textual data, not only the text, because usernames can probably also be using tabs. You will be surprised what weird characters pop up in such data collections, okay?